Namami buddham gunasagarantam sattha sada hontu sukhiya vera kayo jinguncho sakalo dugando gachanti sabbe maranang ahanca Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Mayang bante gihi kama bhogi putta sambadhasanam anjavasati khasika chandanam pachanubhoma mala gandha vilepanam dharayama jatarupa rajatang sadhiyama te sanno bante bhagava tata dhammang desetu ye amhakan asu dhamma ditta dhamma hitaya ditta dhamma sukhaya samparaya hitaya samparaya sukhayati. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the Dhamma, homage to the Sangha, homage to the Triple Gem. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dear friends in Dhamma, today our topic is the discourse of Vyaggapajja. Vyaggapajja is the name of a person, young person. This discourse, Vyaggapajja Sutta, comes in Anguttara Nikaya in the basket of Sutta, Sutta Pitaka. Mr. Pranando, can you remember that we have discussed this discourse one day? Before 3 years ago?
Yeah.
We discussed this discourse. Again, I decided to discuss the same discourse, Vyaggapajja Vyaggapajja Sutta. It is one of the discourses in Buddhism. When we discuss Buddhism as usually we describe, Buddhism has an order. Buddhism is like the ocean. The ocean deepens gradually. When we study Buddhism, that is also like that. Little by little, the Buddha's message deepens to the deeper level. Very first level, Buddha explained how we succeed this life. Then Buddha explains how we succeed hereafter, next life. Finally, Buddha explained how we succeed our entire life, entire samsaric journey, reducing defilements, especially reducing delusion, how we completely overcome the samsaric journey, reducing suffering, overcoming suffering. This is the Buddha's message. Among them, actually, the discourse of Vyaggapajja is very important, because we can see the gradual path in this same discourse. Sometimes, when Buddha meets a single person, Buddha has explained heavenly path, only heavenly path. Sometimes Buddha meets a person or two person, Buddha has explained only deliverance path. Sometimes, when Buddha has met many people, several people, Buddha has explained both heavenly path and deliverance path. Why is that difference? When Buddha meets single person, Buddha directly focuses on his wisdom, that how far that person has developed his mind, wisdom in his previous lives. According to his mental situation, according to his spiritual faculties, Buddha understands and Buddha directly explains the path of liberation. Sometimes when Buddha sees some persons are not very wise, if their spiritual faculties are low, then Buddha explains only heavenly path, very first level. When Buddha knows a person is very gifted, such as Kin Pukkusati, Bahya Daruchirya, they were gifted person. They were so wise. Then Buddha directly explains the deliverance path or wisdom. But Buddha usually announced the audience with many people. Then Buddha has explained the gradual path. Dhanakata, Silakata, Saggakata, Kamanang Adinavang, Okaran Sankilesan, like that. The stories of generosity, the stories of heaven, the stories of Brahmarelan, the benefits of getting rid of sensual pleasures, like that. Buddha explained all steps on the path of liberation. Why is that? Because audience is different. Any person can get something from the sermon. That is why Buddha has followed this path. Some people get some primary things. If some are very gifted and wise, then they can get the higher thing, which belongs to wisdom in the audience. That is the reason why Buddha has followed this kind of thing. Okay, one day, one of the householders, young person, came to Buddha when Buddha was in Vyaggapajja. It is a village. One of householders named Vyaggapajja. He came to Buddha and bowing down and having a seat nearby, that person asked some questions. He says like this: Venerable Sir, we are lay people who enjoy sensual pleasures and living at home with our children. We use sandalwood imported from Kasi. We wear garlands, perfumes and makeup, and we accept gold and money. May the Buddha please teach us the Dhamma in a way that leads to our welfare of happiness in this life and in the future life. You know, even though he is a lay person, he was, even though he has some lay works, even though he has wife having some, money, gold and other things, the special thing, he trusted in not only in this life, but he trusted in next life too. Some lay people, usually they trust in only this life. But this person has trusted in not only this life, but even next life. That is why he asked the Buddha, let me know please what are the qualities that we need to practice to succeed this life and hereafter. That is very important. There, first of all, Buddha says how we succeed this life. What are the qualities that we need to follow to be successful in this immediate life? Buddha says like this: Chattaro me Vyaggapajja Dhamma Kulaputassa Ditta Dhamma Hitaya Samvattanti Ditta Dhamma Sukhaya Katame Chattaro Uttana Sampada Arakka Sampada Kalyana Mittata Samajivikata. Buddha says there are 4 things that those should be practiced to succeed this life. What they are? What are the things that we should practice to succeed this life?
The accomplishment of determined effort.
Yes, the accomplishment of determined effort or energy or initiative, enterprise. This is the very first thing, energy, dedication or courage, enterprise, initiative. This is the very first thing. The next one, Buddha says, Arakka Sampada, the accomplishment of watchfulness or protection. Next one, Kalyana Mittata, having good friends. Fourth one, Samajivita, balanced livelihood.
I don't understand what the second one is referring to, watchfulness.
Yes, we will discuss it. Okay? Little by little we will discuss. The very first thing is Uttana Sampada, working hard, dedication to earn something righteously. That is very important. Very first thing that as children we should learn very well. Education is first. Then according to our education we should find some jobs and we should try to earn money righteously. It has no limit, but it has a measurement. What is that? We should earn money righteously. Righteousness is the limit or measurement. With that, Buddha says, we should earn money as much as we can righteously. Here, Buddha says, it is when a gentleman earns a living by means such as farming, trade, raising cattle, archery, government service, or one of the professions, they understand how to get about these things in order to complete and organize the work. This is called accomplishment in initiative or energy. That is the very first thing. We should have an assurance that we can earn something. Working hard, dedicating our life, we should earn money as much as we can, but righteously. That is the very important thing to succeed this life. This is the very first thing. The second one is, as you asked, Arakka Sampada. That is also very important. Not only we should earn, but we should protect that what we earned. Sometimes we earned hardly, righteously, but we have no attention to protect them. Then the thing that we earn is useless. Therefore, not only earning money, working hard, but we should protect them. It doesn't mean we should not use it. We can use it, but in the next step, it explains how we balance it too. That is very important. Here, Buddha explains how we protect our earnings. It is when a gentleman owns legitimate wealth that he has earned by his own efforts and initiative, built up with his own hands, gathered by the sweat of the brow. They ensure it is guarded and protected, thinking, how can I prevent any wealth from being taken by rules or bandits, consumed by fire, swept away by flood, or taken by unloved ears. This is called accomplishment in protection. We should have watchfulness with what we earned. This is also highly emphasized in Buddhism. Araka Sampada. We should protect that what we earned righteously. Second thing. Third one. Kalyana Mittata. What is that? Having good friends who explain us the real path. Buddha says, Andancha eka chakkuncha araka parivajjaye dvichakkun panaseveta settam purisa puggalam. Don't associate with blind people and people who have only one eye. Always associate with persons who see with both eyes. It has a deep meaning. What is the person who is blind? If someone doesn't know the success in this life and hereafter, that is the person who is blind, not the physical blindness. If a person doesn't know the nature of this world, and also he doesn't know how to become a blissful life, even though he sees the physical world, actually, according to Buddhism, he is blind. Because he doesn't know how to succeed this life and how to succeed next life. That is the person who is blind. Who is the person who sees with only one eye?
That's the person that doesn't know how to protect their...
Yes, the person who doesn't know the next life.
Okay.
He who knows only this life, he earns money a lot, he protects everything, but he does everything only for this life. After he will die, and he will fall down to the lower realms. That is the person who has only one eye. Buddha says, we should give up both of them. With whom that we associate. We associate with those who know this life and next life. That person is Dvichakku, who sees with both eyes. Even though physically he is blind, actually he is not blind according to Buddhism. You know, last days one of our devotees passed away, who spent 100 years. Last week he passed away. Actually, last 15 years he was blind, but he was so wise and he practiced Dhamma a lot. According to Buddhism, actually he was not blind. Even though physically he was blind, mentally he was not blind. Buddha advises us to associate with those who are not blind. It means who know this life and hereafter. This is the measurement of a person as a good friend. Buddha says, very essential need that we should have in this life to succeed is having a good friend. Buddhism says, our association decides where we are going to. Our association decides whether we succeed or not. Therefore, one day, the Buddha's chief assistant, Bhante Ananda, said something. He says, Bhante, I understand something. The half of dispensation of the Buddha depends on the association with good friends. What did the Buddha say? Buddha says, don't say Ananda like that. Don't say Ananda like that. Not only half, the entire success of the dispensation of the Buddha depends on having good friends. Bhante Ananda says that, I understand something. The half of practicing Dhamma depends on good friends. Buddha says, no, not half. full of practicing of the Dhamma depends on having good friends. Therefore, good friendship decides where we are going to. It is very important. In Buddha's time, people had to associate people face to face. But now we are so fortunate. We can find good friends through internet, through Google. Or even though someone has passed away already, when we listen to their sermons, when we read their books, actually we can associate with them even they have already passed away. That is the very important thing. Sometimes we may think that we need some friends who are living physically, but it doesn't need. Even though someone has passed away, if they have some sermons, if they have written some books, we can understand their ideas, their sermons, and we can add those advice to our life. That's very important.
So are you saying that the third step is more important, or was Buddha saying the association of having good friends, is that more important or carry more weight than the first two steps?
Actually, when we are going to succeed this life, good friendship is very important. Not only this life, if we want to succeed next life also, that is important.
So this third step carries a lot of weight?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, Buddha says, in several stages, we have several good friends. When we are at home, before we married, Buddha says, Mata mittan sakagare. Mother is the best friend at home.
Yes.
When we go to the school, the teachers are the best friends. And also, when we come to the temple, the spiritual teachers are the best friends. We have three teachers: home teacher, school teacher, and spiritual teacher. There are three teachers. At home, our mother and father are our best friends. When we go to school, our teachers are best friends. And also, we should need not only those friends, but especially in this duration, this time, spiritual teachers are most important people.
Yeah, because you can't trust the teachers.
Sometimes
it's not good at home.
Sometimes.
It's so chaotic.
Not only teachers, sometimes we can trust in parents too. Sometimes. It is true.
Sometimes no father.
It is true. That is why we should be wise. That should be wise. We should be wise. Wisdom is one of the main qualities everyone needs.
Yeah, but when
Discretion.
you're little and you're at school, like 9 years old.
Discretion, wisdom, intelligence is very important. However, the fourth one, balance, finance. We should have an ability to expend something according to what we earned. We should have a balanced life. When we spend something, we should know our income. According to our income, we should spend. Always, our expenses should be balanced with our income. Expenditure should be balanced with our income. That is the Buddha's advice. Not only we should earn hard, but we should protect it. We should spend according to our income. These four things are very important. And these are the things that we have to do to succeed this immediate life. The more we practice these qualities, the more we are successful in this life. Okay? That's it. Next, Buddha says, what we should do to succeed next life. Buddha says very kindly, secondly, what we have to do. Buddha says, Chattaro me Vyaggapajja Dhamma Kulaputtassa Samparaya Hitaya Sangvattanti Samparaya Sukhaya. Katame Chattaro Saddha Sampada, Sila Sampada, Chaga Sampada, Panya Sampada. Not only we have this life, Buddhism explains according to our karmic law, karmic energy, we have a next life. Even though you don't believe next life, it is okay. But you have to practice the first 4 things. Even though you don't believe in next life, everyone likes to succeed this life, then you have to practice the very first 4 qualities. According to practicing those 4 qualities, actually you can be successful your next life too, because the reason is that you have good friendship. Because of good friendship, you never fall down into the hell, lower realms. That is very important. That is why we need good friendship. When we associate with good friends in the primary level, we need some qualities. What they are? We should be generous. If we are very greedy, actually we can't make friends. We should be generous. And also we should have good discipline in our speech and behavior. Always if we say some bad words, we miss good friends. That is why we should protect our speech and behavior. And also we should be grateful. Gratitude is a good quality to make many friends. If we have these qualities, actually we are able to make good friends, then good friendship helps us to not to fall into the lower realms.
Okay, so how do we know if we are living our next life? Like, for example, I have many dreams that I'm in a different time. How do I know that that wasn't, am I like here, is this my this life or is this my next life? You know what I mean? I don't always understand, because I feel like there's a lot of old ancient things that I brought with me to this life.
You are correct. Actually sometimes we can't understand something by our own eyes, own ears. That is why we need some kind of, confidence or trust in someone. Have you seen that the earth is rolling down?
Yes.
Have you seen? No. We never have seen that the earth is rolling down.
No, the earth is spinning.
How? Yes. How do you know it? Have you seen it through your eyes?
No, not through my eyes.
No. Yes. Actually, we trust many things in confidence. How do we trust in our mother and father? How do we trust in our birthday? Do you remember your birthday when you were born?
I don't remember it now.
Yes, like that. We trust in many things in confidence, faith. In here also like that. We should need some confidence in what some spiritual teachers have said.
So it is possible that I
very first
another life and now I'm living this life and I'll go to another one.
First we need confidence. Then when we go forward, we can realize by ourselves.
Yeah, I see.
That is the important thing. There are a lot of experiments. Not only today, before 2,500 years ago, people who were in this world had realized, understood rebirth and reincarnation. It doesn't mean that everyone should believe in next life. Buddhism never forces us. But however, with some details, with some experiments of others, we have some facts to believe them. And also, we can practice something. Even though we don't trust in next birth, everyone wants to overcome suffering. Everyone wants to achieve the real happiness, liberation, satisfaction. For that, in the second level, Buddha has explained the path. That is why we need to go to the next level. Next level, Buddha says, what we should do to succeed our next life. It doesn't mean that we should trust in next life. But when we practice next qualities, automatically we will be inspired. And also, we will become good mental state. And also, we can see the results. By purifying our mind, by generating positive thoughts, we can see the results. Then finally, actually, we don't believe not only even next life, but we don't believe next thought. We don't believe even next thought, because this present person doesn't go to the next thought. It has a deep meaning. In this situation, in the bottom level, in the absolute truth, Buddhism doesn't say that there is a next birth. Previous life and next life are said only in the conventional truth, in the primary level. When we go to the deeper level in the absolute truth, Buddhism doesn't say that we will be reborn in the future. It has a deep meaning. However, now we are going to study the instructions of the Buddha, how we succeed next life. Buddha says we should have 4 qualities. Saddha Sampada, the accomplishment of confidence or faith in the Buddha. And next, the accomplishment of virtue, Sila Sampada. Third one, Chaga Sampada, the accomplishment of generosity. Fourth one, the accomplishment of
wisdom and intelligence.
Or Panya or wisdom. These 4 things are very important. In the deep level, we should have Saddha, Sila, Panya. Saddha, Sila and Panya directly help us to overcome the samsaric circle. Saddha, Sila and Panya. And also, Saddha confidence, Sila virtue and generosity directly help us to have a blissful life. In this situation, in the second level, Buddha has explained not only the heavenly path, but the deliverance path. The both paths are in the same advice. Mr. Pranando, in the second level, not only Buddha has explained here to succeed next life, in here Buddha says how we overcome the samsaric circle completely by Panya or wisdom. Therefore, in this level, Buddha says not only the heavenly path, but deliverance path too. Both are very important. However, I would like to say a story that is very important. In Buddha's time, there was an princess named Sumana, the daughter of King Kosala. One day, Princess Sumana came to Buddha with some her friends, girlfriends. With 500 girlfriends, she came to the Buddha by some, horse carts, and she came to the Buddha and worshipped the Buddha, respected the Buddha, and she asked a very interesting question. What is that? He says, Reverend Buddha, there are 2 persons in this world. Both are same in some qualities. That both of them are same in confidence in the triple gem. Both of them are same in virtue. Both of them are same in wisdom, panya. But there is a difference among them. One practices generosity. The other one doesn't practice generosity. That is the difference. But both are same in some levels with sila, saddha and panya. Virtue, confidence and wisdom, both of them are same, but one of them practices generosity, the other one doesn't practice generosity. She asks that, Bhante, after they die, they will be reborn in the heavenly realm. Is there any differences among them after they will be reborn in the heavenly realm? What did Buddha say?
There is a difference.
Huh?
There is a difference.
What is the difference?
One is going to experience a better afterlife than the other one. Because the one that doesn't practice, you need all four to have a successful afterlife.
Yes. Buddha says, both of them are ready to go to a blissful life. Why is that? Both have practice, confidence, virtue and wisdom. Because of these qualities, they are sure that they can be reborn in the heavenly realm. It is okay. But they have some differences because one of them hadn't practiced generosity. Buddha says the person who has practiced generosity, he has more facilities. What are the facilities? Divine complexion, divine health, divine longevity, divine some material facilities. The person who has already practiced generosity has many material facilities. Not only that, he has good complexion, longevity, health too. The other person hasn't those facilities. Then Prince Sumana asked another question that after they are finishing there in the heavenly realm, they will come back to the human realm again. They will be reborn in the human realm again. Those persons, the same persons. And Princess asks that, Reverend Buddha, is there any difference among them? Both of them are same in generosity, in confidence, virtue and wisdom. But they are different in generosity. One of them has practiced generosity, the other one hasn't practiced. Then Buddha says, when they will be reborn in the human realm, the one who has practiced generosity has many facilities. Human health, human longevity, human good complexion, and material things he has more than other person who hasn't practiced generosity. Then again, that Sumana Prince asks that, Bhante, one day if those persons will become the monkhood, after they will be ordained in the dispensation of the Buddha as monks, are they have any differences? She asks. Now both of them are monks. They are ordained in the sasana, in the Buddha's monastic order. Then Sumana asks that, is there any difference? Are there any differences of them? Buddha says, yes. The person who has practiced generosity has many facilities. What they are? Many robes, many food, many residences, and many medicines. But the other person hasn't know like that. In this dispensation, we can see this difference. There was some monk like Sivali, Reverend Sivali, he had many facilities. There were some disciples like Losaka, they didn't have like that because of their generosity. However, then finally she asks that Bhante, one day, both of them, by practicing Dhamma, attain enlightenment. After they attain enlightenment, in their enlightenment, arahanthood, enlightenment, liberation, nibbana, has any difference? What did Buddha say? No, there is no difference in enlightenment. But even though they are arahants, they have some differences in the environment, according to their facilities, according to their, some things they have. But in their understanding, there is no difference. Until that, we can see the results of generosity. That is why Buddhism always encourages us to practice generosity. Until we attain the Nibbana, Arahanthood, not only we are attaining the enlightenment, but until we passing away, our generosity helps us to succeed our life. It is a story in Buddhism for generosity. After that, instructions of the Buddha, Prince Sumana was very happy. He says, Bhante, I decide to practice generosity more and more, saying that she goes. However, here Buddha says there are 4 qualities that we need to practice to succeed next life, for a blissful life and to succeed our spiritual development. Saddha Sampada. The very first one is Saddha, means confidence in the Buddha. Not only Buddha's physical appearance, but we should have great devotion, confidence in what the Buddha taught and Buddha's enlightenment. Saddhati Tathagatasya Bodhing. Confidence in the Buddha's enlightenment is the Saddha. What he taught, what he realized, we should confident in. And first of all, we should need to know the qualities of the Buddha. Itipiso Bhagavaraham. Such indeed the exalted one, worthy. Samma Sambuddho, self-enlightened. Vijacharana Sampanno, endowed with knowledge and conduct. Sugato, well gone. Lokavidu, knower of the world. Anuttaro Purisa Dhamma Sarati, incomparable trainer of persons to be tamed. Sattadeva Manusana, the supreme teacher of gods and men. Buddha, enlightened. Bhagava, exalted. These are the qualities that Buddha has, and especially we should be confident in the Buddha's enlightenment, especially the Four Noble Truths. What are the Four Noble Truths? The noble truth of suffering, the noble truth of the arising of suffering, the noble truth of cessation of suffering, the noble truth of the path that leads to cessation of suffering. Chaturarya Satya. And we should know what the Buddha taught, especially the Four Noble Truths and the dependent origination, Patisampada, the process of arising and ceasing of suffering. Whenever we experience something, if we think there is something which is permanent outside, that is the sign that we are in suffering. And also, if we don't think there isn't something, that is also an extreme. Without going to these extremes, with the understanding of the dependent origination, we should have clear understanding. Now we are talking about the absolute truth in Buddhism, not only the conventional truth. According to the conventional truth, there is someone outside. Thinking thus, we can practice loving kindness. We can practice 5 precepts. At the beginning, for a blissful life, Buddhism emphasizes the importance of practicing confidence. It means the confidence in the Buddha, his teachings, and his noble disciples. That is Saddha. And also confidence and also practicing 5 precepts. Abstaining from taking life, abstaining from stealing, abstaining from sexual misconduct, abstaining from false speech, abstaining from intoxicating drinks and drugs. These are useful. These help us to overcome hell realms, lower realms. That is why Buddha says these are meritorious streams. In the mundane level, the highest merits that we can practice to have a blissful life are these 8 qualities. Going to the Buddha, Dhamma and Sangha for refuge and practicing 5 precepts. If we follow those qualities, especially even though you are not Buddhist, if you can practice 5 precepts, that is the assurance that you have a blissful life hereafter.
Where do you practice 3? I have 3 down, I promise. I'm working on 2 of them.
However, we can be confident in what the Buddha taught. Because when we practice the Dhamma, we can see the results. That is why Buddha says, Dhammo have rakkati dhammacharin. He who follows the Dhamma is protected by the Dhamma. For example, when you practice loving kindness, you can see the results in this immediate life. When you are generous, when you practice 5 precepts, actually you can see the results. That is why Buddha says, Pacchattang veditabbo vinyohiti. This Dhamma is to be personally realized by the wise. When we practice Dhamma, we can be confident in what the Buddha taught, the Dhamma. With that trust or confidence in that, we can go to the next level by practicing 5 precepts, and also, especially, we can practice some meditation techniques. There are 40 meditation techniques in Buddhism that we can purify our mind, that causes us to concentrate our mind. When our mind is concentrated in samatha, then we can see the results. We can be happy. When we overcome negative thoughts, when our mind is concentrated in the present moment, purifying our mind, we can develop the satisfaction or happiness in our life. Not only that, especially in this level, Buddhism emphasizes how we develop our wisdom, panya, to the maximum level. For that, we need to understand the dependent origination or 3 characteristics, 3 lakshana: anicca, dukkha, anatta. Impermanence, dissatisfaction or suffering, and anatta, egolessness. Everything is impermanent. What are the everything? Everything is our 6 internal senses and 6 external objects. The nature of these senses are that impermanence. Every moment, according to our present mental condition, we create our senses. According to our senses, we experience something outside. According to your present mental condition of your eye, you can see here only human beings. When your mental condition changes, immediately your senses changes. Then you can see more things, you can hear more things, you can smell many things, like that. And finally, even though you have more experiences, even though you have more abilities to experience the world, you are not successful. If you think they are permanent, you are still in suffering. Even though you can fly by yourself like birds, you are not successful. Sometimes some people may think that if they have some psychic energy, If they can fly like birds, actually even animal realm beings, even birds, they can fly, but they haven't overcome suffering. Flying is not an ability, not a skill in our life. Our skills depends on the skillfulness in our senses. Skillfulness in senses means when we experience something, we should keep our mindfulness in senses. Then immediately we experience something, we know very well, this experience arises at the moment. When you remember something, suddenly you know that this thought comes to my mind at the moment. It was not permanent here. When we remember it, as the ability of my mind, it comes to my memory. It is not a permanent thing. Not only I can remember this life experience, even I can remember some past lives experiences too. Actually, it is one of the abilities of mind, but it is impermanent. It is not permanent. It doesn't come to continuously. Every moment it changes, and also it is impermanent. If you can understand this reality, actually our mind is not fixed in anything or anywhere or any person or any phenomena too. What we experience, suddenly we know that this experience arises at the moment. When you remember someone who has passed away, suddenly you know that this thought is created by myself at the moment. It is not permanent. It arises at the moment, it immediately ceases. When I think anything else, mind goes to another thought. When you think your mom, at the moment you have a mom. At the moment you haven't no children, no siblings. When you think your body, at the moment you have no relatives. At the moment you have only your body. When you think your this son, you have only this son. At the moment you have no other 3 sons. Whatever you think at the present moment, that present thought also only that you have. This is the absolute truth. If we have this understanding, actually we always try to develop our mindfulness and mindful meditation. What is that? Always we live mindfully in the present moment with the awareness of our body and mind. Not only we live in the present moment, but we reflect on impermanence. That is mindful meditation. Arising and ceasing of our mental thoughts. Arising and ceasing of 5 aggregates. Whatever we experience through our senses, it means 5 aggregates arise. Rupa corporeality, Vedana feelings, Sanya perception, Sankhara mental formations, and Vijnana consciousness. These 5 things are together. We are unable to divide those things in the physical world. When you drink a tea, you are unable to separate water, tea, sugar. You are unable to divide. But you can understand. Because you have experience how it makes. Then you can remember, you can understand. They are there. But we are unable to divide those things. Like that, when we experience something, suddenly we know in the bottom level, I have 5 aggregates. In the physical world, there are flowers, water, bottles, papers, books, but actually in the absolute truth, we have only 5 aggregates. That 5 aggregates, those 5 aggregates are impermanent. What is the meaning of impermanence? They arise at the moment with the conditions together. They immediately cease when conditions cease.
The Buddha say that whatever arises with the conditions cause dukkha. Everything that arises causes dukkha.
Yes, everything is suffering. Everything is dissatisfactory. Everything is egoless.
So all 3 things happen.
Yes. But the thing is, even though everything is suffering, it doesn't mean that we should suffer. When we understand it is suffering, we are no more in suffering. Until we don't realize suffering, we are in suffering. As soon as we realize suffering, we are away from suffering. That is the interesting thing. Everything is egoless. Whenever we understand, we realize egoless, we have overcome egolessness. Everything is unsatisfactory or dissatisfactory. As soon as we realize the dissatisfaction, we have overcome dissatisfaction. Whenever we are ignorant, then we are with these three things. Whenever we are wise, whenever we have this understanding at the moment, we have overcome these three stages. We don't struggle with them. We have to only that light in the candle of wisdom. When we light the candle of wisdom, automatically our ignorance goes away. Then we have overcome suffering, dissatisfaction and egolessness. They are not applied to our life. Okay, thank you for your good attention. And actually, day by day, if you continuously participate to the class, you can see some very deep meanings of the Buddha's message, and also the special thing, when you participate to the class actively, at the moment you develop your wisdom even in the classroom. That is very important. The reason is that we explain the Buddha's message gradually. Okay, if you like, you can go. Okay.
I just needed a stand because I was hurting.
Okay. Take your time. Then you are so fortunate to listen to Buddha's message. Especially day by day, we are going forward, searching the Buddha's deep teachings. And also, not only we learn, but when you learn Buddha's message, at the same time, you practice it mentally. That is why Buddha says, listening to Dhamma is also one of the doors, one of the entrances of liberation, vimuttayatana. In Buddha's time, most of disciples attained enlightenment while they were listening to Dhamma. Sometimes we may think that they attained enlightenment while they were closing their eyes. No. They attained enlightenment while they were opening eyes, listening to Dhamma. Like you. However, in the second level, Buddha emphasizes practicing four things: confidence in the Buddha's enlightenment, practicing 5 precepts, practicing generosity, and developing wisdom. The path to attain a blissful life, and this is the path to overcome the samsaric circle, reducing suffering completely. For that, I wish you all the best. By the power of this meritorious deed, may our departed relatives also receive this spiritual energy. May they enhance their lives and may they attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with our departed relatives to recite in the Gatha. Idam me jnatinam hotu sukhita hontu jnatayo. Idam me jnatinam hotu sukhita hontu jnatayo. Idam me jnatinam hotu sukhita hontu jnatayo. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may guardian deities and angels also receive this energy, and may they enhance their divine energy. May they keep the eye on you too. May they also attain the final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's share these merits with guardian deities and angels too. ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ශාසනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු දේශනං ආකාසට්ඨා ච බුම්මට්ඨා දේවා නාග මහින්దికා පුඤ්ඤන්තං අනුමෝදිත්වා චිරං රක්ඛන්තු ත්වං සදා. By the power of all these meritorious deeds, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May no difficulties come to you. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may all of us attain the final bliss of liberation, enlightenment, Nibbana. Dukkham pantha ca nindukkham bhayam pantha ca nibbhayam sokam pantha ca ninsokam hontu sambe pipanino. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.